So, Kerri, tell us a little bit about how you got started in stand-up, if you would.
Okay, I'll give you the 30-second version. I was at Second City and was there for 2 years and in the main company, and I was always feeling like, oh, Kerri's the Christian. And one of my castmates ended up getting, saved there, which was really exciting. And at Second City, I've just watched some of my friends just kind of blow up, like Simon, who is now one of the regulars on Big Bang Theory, and Derek Waters, and he was a Christian friend of mine, and just to talk about the line, he loves Jesus, and I remember he called me, he's like, I created this show, I don't think you're gonna like it, it's called Drunk History, but anyway, there's a line, and when finally it crossed it for me, they were doing Jesus is in space, and that was like, I'm done, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do this one. And so through prayer, literally, it was like stand-up improv party of one, and I really felt like God was like, if you're dirty, it's your fault, and I feel like when God leads you into something, even though it's completely foreign and scary, if it's His will, there will be so many open doors, because I think within 6 months, I was like a full-time stand-up comic. And you talked about women and men. I think in stand-up comedy, there's like a reverse thing going on. As a woman, you actually get to cut to the front of the line as a woman. And I remember even going on theatrical auditions as a woman. If you put stand-up on your resume, it helped. If anybody's ever interested as an actor, putting stand-up comedy gives you some kind of like street cred, I guess, So it was a good decision, and that's kind of how I got into stand-up.
Did it come out of the desire to control content?
Absolutely, 150%. That Charlie Sheen story is actually true, but there was just too many things where, and we still struggle. It's still a struggle. I have a daughter who's in the industry, and there's things that are just really big that will come down the pipe for even when she was 5 years old, like a sitcom on NBC, and it's like that fine line. It's NBC, it's going to be clean, but in the first 3 pages, there's like a little off-colorness, and we see the future. So as a stand-up for the ultimate control freaks, it works, and it's never, I don't even think about the line. Like, I've been doing stand-up for 12 years. It never even occurs to me, because I'm always like, my mom's going to see it on YouTube. Like, why would I be dirty, So it's interesting that we're dissecting that. So it's, and some of my comic friends are here. All of my friends that do comedy in churches and do comedy in clubs have the same act. And the reason I said you could tell the audience is because you can tell we've got jokes they're all clean, but you have like, what they would call edgy, if I meant like certain types or certain regions. And Christians don't boo you, they ooh you at a joke. They're like, ooh, like she said Asian, or whatever. Because my kids are half Asian, and I'm like, I can drive any way I want, and they just, ooh, right, thank you. So, anyway, so that's how you can tell.
What's the difference, or how would you describe it from playing at a conference where you would say the audience that that the audience is your people, that's a Christian audience, versus any stand-up club
like
where it's
club.
going to be a mix? How do you feel that line? Does it feel like you're at home in any club, or does it feel like
the adrenaline rush that you get from doing? Richard Pryor said stand-up comedy was a bigger rush than heroin, and I think anybody who's ever done stand-up comedy could sort of agree with that. It's a crazy rush, and I'm comfortable in churches, and those are my people, and church people are so nice. Like, they'll laugh at you, they'll give you like 2 minutes of like, we think you're precious, and then you have to earn their trust. But drunk people at the Improv don't care. You know what I mean? And like, we would be at the Improv, and Robin Williams would be right there. Chris Rock could stop in and do a set, and you have to follow his coming out party of his new material that's like amazing. And so the adrenaline rush is so high to go, I did that. I did that. And then it's just a really great feeling. And then there's always prayer opportunities later. And one of the funniest stories was Comedy Central reviewed my stuff, and they were like, I heard this secondhand, they go, we love that character that she plays. That dumb Christian girl, she's really ditzy, and did she make it up? Like, so that's going to get me a deal. Yes, I did. So anyway, so it's been fun.
Is it hard? Has it been hard for you once you've had that creative control, the creative, it's you, it's anything, whatever comes out of your mouth is what you are responsible for, is it hard to plug into somebody else's project? Is it hard to give yourself to a writer or director?
No, because they pay you at the end of it, and it's so gratifying in such a different way. But I want to encourage anybody here that, like, if you're on one side of the pond and you feel like jumping into the other, like, write. I mean, it's just amazing. Like, everyone could be a writer here. You just try it. And it was kind of like I found, and the best advice I can give to anybody, I don't have a writing group, but I have a writing partner, and she is like my yin, and she's good at grammar. And so I feel like, but I mean, just do it. Like, I just started writing, and then we just kept writing, and I was like, I'm not a writer, but you can do anything you want to do. There are opportunities, and nobody is going to hold you back, and nobody's going to say, oh, well, you can't write a screenplay. You haven't written one before. Like, just do it, and let the work will speak for itself.
Right.